Have you ever gotten a raise at work, felt that brief rush of excitement, and then wondered why just a few months later your bank account looks pretty much the same as before? It's not because the money vanished into thin air. It's because something quieter, more insidious is at play. Today, we're diving into the hidden math of lifestyle inflation, that subtle force that erodes the progress from promotions and pay bumps without you even noticing. We'll look at it through real stories, some basic numbers, and a bit of human psychology to understand why it happens and how it shapes our lives over time. Let's start with Alex, a 28-year-old software developer living in Chicago. He's been grinding away at his entry-level job for 3 years, putting in the hours, learning new skills on the side. One day, his manager calls him in and says, "You've been doing great work. We're bumping your salary from $65,000 to $75,000 a year. That's a solid 15% increase, right?" Alex feels validated. He texts his friends, maybe treats himself to a nice dinner that night. But here's where things get interesting. In the weeks that follow, Alex starts making small adjustments. His old apartment in a decent but not flashy neighborhood suddenly feels a bit cramped. Why not upgrade to something with a better view and a gym in the building? Rent jumps from $1,200 to $1,600 a month. Then there's the car. His reliable but aging Honda has been fine, but now he's eyeing a used Tesla because, well, it's eco-friendly and matches his new income bracket. Monthly payments go from $300 to $500. Coffee runs? He switches from the corner spot to an artisanal place with better beans, adding an extra $50 a month. And subscriptions, streaming services, meal kits, a premium gym app, they creep up too. None of these feel like big splurges. They're just nicer versions of what he already had. Psychologically, this makes sense. Humans adapt quickly to improvements. It's called hedonic adaptation. What felt luxurious yesterday becomes the new normal today. Alex isn't trying to live extravagantly. He's just keeping pace with his peers, more so it seems. In Europe, say in Berlin, it's similar for someone like Maria, a marketing coordinator earning 45,000 euros who gets bumped to 52,000 euros. She might swap her shared flat for a solo one in a trendier district, upgrade her bike to an e-bike for the commute, and start dining out more because her social circle does. Now, let's run the numbers on Alex to see how this adds up. That $10,000 raise, pre-tax, translates to about $7,500 after taxes and deductions, roughly $625 extra per month. But with the rent increase of $400, car payments up $200, and those miscellaneous upgrades totaling another $150, he's already spent $750 of that $625. He's actually dipping into his old budget just to maintain the new lifestyle. It's not dramatic, it's gradual. A study from behavioral economists shows that for every dollar of increased income, people tend to boost their spending by 60 to 80 cents on average, leaving little for savings or investments. Over a year, Alex might save a couple thousand if he's careful, but often it's less. And here's the uncomfortable part. This pattern repeats with every raise. Imagine Alex gets another promotion in 2 years, up to $85,000. The cycle starts again, maybe a better phone plan, vacations that are a notch fancier, or even starting to eat out midweek because he deserves it. In Maria's case, in a city like Berlin, where costs are rising anyway, that extra 7,000 euros might go toward a slightly larger apartment or organic groceries from the local market, blending seamlessly into her routine. If we ignore this and let it play out over a decade, the impact compounds in ways that aren't immediately obvious. Take Alex at 28, assuming modest 5% annual raises on average, common in tech fields. Without lifestyle adjustments, he'd be earning around $105,000 by age 38, and if he saved or invested that extra income consistently at a conservative 7% return, he could have over $150,000 set aside by then, not counting his initial savings. But with lifestyle inflation eating 70% of each bump, his effective savings might hover around $50,000 instead. That's the math. It's not about the raise itself, but the percentage you let slip into upgraded norms. Psychologically, it's rooted in comparison and habit formation. We see colleagues or friends on social media with certain lifestyles, and our brains wire us to match them. In the US, where consumer culture emphasizes status through possessions, it's amplified. In Europe, with stronger social safety nets, it might manifest in subtler ways, like longer holidays or better work-life balance items, but the erosion is the same. Over time, without awareness, you're running in place. By retirement age, the difference could be hundreds of thousands in lost wealth, not because you didn't earn more, but because the earnings never translated into actual progress. It's not a catastrophe, it's just a quiet drift that leaves many in their 50s wondering why they're still paycheck to paycheck, despite climbing the ladder. But let's shift gears and think about how people who are more financially attuned handle this. They're not superheroes or ascetics, they're just deliberate. Consider Jordan, a 32-year-old teacher in London who's been through a few pay grades in education. When she got her first significant bump from £35,000 to £42,000 after qualifying for a senior role, she paused. Instead of immediately upgrading her life, she mapped out her current setup: rent, food, transport, the basics. She calculated that the extra £500 a month post-tax could go partly to a pension boost and an emergency fund, with only a small portion, say 20%, for minor improvements, like a better coffee machine at home instead of daily cafe runs. Jordan's approach is grounded in awareness of opportunity cost, the idea that every euro spent on one thing is a euro not working elsewhere. She thinks in terms of percentages. If a raise is 10%, she aims to live on 5% more and allocate the rest. It's not about deprivation, it's about questioning defaults. For instance, when her friends upgraded to fancier gyms, she stuck with her local one, but added a home workout app, saving money while maintaining fitness. Psychologically, she counters adaptation by regularly reviewing her expenses, almost like a quarterly check-in, to spot where inflation has crept in. In the US, someone like Sam, a mid-level accountant in Atlanta, does something similar. After a promotion to $80,000 from $70,000, he automated transfers, 50% of the net increase to investments, 30% to debt payoff, and 20% for lifestyle. He uses simple tools like a spreadsheet to track it, not fancy apps. The key is the mindset. He views money as a tool for stability, not status. When tempted by a new gadget, he asks, does this add real value, or is it just filling a perceived gap? Over years, this builds momentum. Sam isn't racing ahead, he's steadily compounding, turning raises into actual net worth. This perspective isn't about tricks or shortcuts, it's about clarity. Financially intelligent folks recognize that income growth is an opportunity to widen the gap between earning and spending, not to close it with upgrades. They blend psychology, understanding our bias toward immediate gratification, with basic arithmetic, like calculating the future value of saved portions. In Europe, where taxes are higher and growth slower, this might mean prioritizing public transport over a car upgrade, or in the US, choosing index funds over impulse buys. It's rational, unemotional. See the pattern, adjust accordingly, and let time do the work. As we wrap this up, it's clear that lifestyle inflation isn't some villain, it's just a natural human tendency amplified by our environments. Recognizing it doesn't mean overhauling your life overnight, it simply means pausing to see the math and psychology at play. Next time a raise comes, you might think differently about where it goes. If this resonated, consider subscribing for more breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching.